why birds fly into windows, and what we can do to help. Have you ever seen a bird lying still on the ground? It may have been the victim of a window collision. Deaths from window collisions are far more common than people imagine. They cause up to 1 billion bird deaths in the U.S. yearly, so they're a serious problem. The problem for birds is that they can't easily understand glass surfaces in the way we humans can. This means that glass windows can appear in different ways for them. When there's a transparent outdoor glass panel, a bird will often see a continuation of its flight path on the other side. This makes things like glass balconies a risk. Another problem is that many tall buildings have huge windows or glass walls. These can create large reflections that birds believe are the real world, which means that they fly straight into them. Lights in windows at night can also attract birds. If they don't fly into the lit window, they can become confused and fly around the building until they fall. They can then be eaten by predators on the ground.
Hello everyone, my name is Laura.
And I'm Sam.
But today we're going to be talking about something that sounds really, really sad.
It does. It really does sound sad.
I know this is something I haven't realized, but then when I'm reading this article, I'm like, oh, right, that's a really good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, today we're going to be talking about a special way that birds can die. And I say special, but it's a very kind of sad special, as we mentioned. Basically, we have a lot of windows these days, especially in cities.
Tall buildings.
Yeah, and birds can, as we'll find out, fly into these windows and sadly die.
So today's title reads, Why Birds Fly into Windows and What We Can Do to Help.
That's the key part, what we can do to help. Yeah.
So let's jump right into today's article.
Okay, let's go. So the article begins with, have you ever seen a bird lying still on the ground? It may have been a victim of a window collision.
Oh, okay. So here we see this word still, but it's used as an adjective. 这里的 still 是不动的、静止的，而 collision 这个字感觉有点难哦，它是个名词，就是碰撞的意思。所以今天课文要提到的就是，你们曾经见过这个小鸟静静的躺在地上吗？它可能是窗杀的受害者 ，window collision 就是窗杀哦。
Okay. So the article then goes on to say, deaths from window collisions are far more common than people imagine.
Okay.
We've got an interesting point here,
right.
Far more common.
This is our language in focus. So let's take a look. Today的 language in focus 要讲到的就是程度副词加比较级的用法，也就是呢，我们可以在比较级的前方加上程度副词，如 even, much, a bit, a lot, a little, far 等等哦，来强调句子中形容词或者是另外一个副词的程度。所以刚刚提到的 even 就是甚至，那 far, much, a lot 就是多的意思。那有一点、有一些，我们可以用 a little, a bit 或是 slightly 都可以哦。来造个句子会比较清楚哦。The new roller coaster is far scarier than the old one. 这个新的云霄飞车比旧的吓人的多啊，很可怕哦，我真的不敢坐云霄飞车。Or I could also say, I found the movie a little more boring than the reviews suggested. 我觉得这部电影比这个评论中所说的有点无聊哦。再来就是我们要注意哦，就是程度副词 very 用在修饰原级，不可以修饰比较级。我们可以比较以下的两句，你们就会比较清楚哦。像我可以说 Jessica is very skilled at playing basketball. OK, 这里就是用 very 来修饰原级。那如果你要说比较级呢，你可以说 Jessica is much more skilled at playing basketball than her brother. 好，回到课文，刚刚提到就是窗杀呢造成的死亡比人们想象的 要普遍的多哦。
Okay, so let's get back to the article. It continues by saying they cause up to 1 billion bird deaths in the US yearly, so they're a serious problem. So here's our first phrase of the day, up to. We use this phrase with numbers, and it means any number under the number that we give. That sounds a little bit confusing. So in the article, the number we give is 1 billion. So there is any number of bird deaths under 1 billion. Now, we usually use up to mean close to the number we give. So it's close to 1 billion here. So we wouldn't really say one bird death because that would not be, it wouldn't be very exciting to say it that way.
Okay, so up to something 这个片语就是某一个数量或是水准可达到什么什么。好，我要做一个比较夸张的一个造句哦。During the summer vacation, we can eat up to a gazillion ice creams to beat the heat.
Yes.
Yeah, super hot these days. 回到课文提到，就是在美国呢，这个窗杀每年造成多达10亿只鸟死亡，这是一个非常严重的问题哦。不过其中他提到的 a billion, let's take a look at this.
Yes, we've been talking about this word a lot, 1 billion. So we know it's a number, but what number is it? Well, it's 1,000 million. So I think that's 1 with 9 zeros.
Okay, right? I'm really bad at math.
So I think that's right. So 1 with 9 zeros would be 1,000 million or 1 billion. An example would be Miley isn't happy with only having $1 million. She wants $1 billion.
I would be happy with $1 million US dollars.
Yeah, me too. Maybe not so much Taiwan dollars. But
No. Okay. Billion 是多少呢？中乐透的话，如果中到这么多，应该大家很开心吧？就是10亿哦，它是一个名词。For example, imagine having 1 billion followers on your favorite social media platform where your posts go viral every time. This is something kids nowadays, they're really looking forward to, huh? Getting more fans.
Definitely. And if you had 1 billion followers, you might have $1 billion too.
Oh my gosh, probably.
Okay, so the article then moves on to say, the problem for birds is that they can't easily understand glass surfaces in the way we humans can. Okay. So we've got glass, but we need to also understand surface. So a surface is an outside layer of something. It's the part of an item that we can touch. So whenever you touch something, you are touching that thing's surface. In the article, the surface is glass, and from the topic, we can tell that it's talking about windows. So an example could be, David wiped the table to make the surface nice and clean.
Thanks, David. Okay, so surface 就是表面的意思哦，它是一个名词。我们来讲一个大家可能会比较喜欢的什么表面。The surface of a smartphone is like a magic touchpad that connects you to the whole world. I'm using example sentences that, young people nowadays can really relate to, and they love using smartphones all the time.
They do.
Okay, 所以课文提到是说，对于鸟类来说，问题在于它们不能像我们人类一样容易理解这个玻璃的表面哦。
Okay, so back to the article. This means that glass windows can appear in different ways for them. When there's a transparent outdoor glass panel, a bird will often see a continuation of its flight path on the other side.
Oh, I didn't know this. Transparent 就是透明的，是一个形容词哦。所以课文是说，这意味着玻璃窗对这些小鸟们来说，可能呈现不同的方式。当鸟类看到透明的这个户外的玻璃面板时候呢，鸟类通常会在另外一侧看到它们飞行路径的延续。Interesting.
Yeah. And we also have the word outdoor here. And outdoor is a nice, easy vocab word for you to learn. So think about how this compound word is made up. It has the words out and door. So the door is the main door to a building. So outdoor literally means anything that's out of the door. It's a synonym for outside. In the article, outdoor is used as an adjective, but it can also be an adverb, like Timmy loves to do things outdoor. An example could also be Sarah went shopping for an outdoor chair to put in her garden.
OK， 所以刚刚呢，我们有提到 outdoor 这个单字，它是一个形容词哦，在本课是当做形容词来用。虽然它也可以当做副词来用哦，它指的就是户外的、露天的。当然，相反的室内的，我们可以用 indoor。那我们来造一句 outdoor 的例句 Let's plan an outdoor picnic and enjoy the sunshine with some tasty snacks. 哇，这是我最喜欢的，我想要一个户外野餐，享受阳光，还有美味的小吃。And we also mentioned some difficult words like panel,
yes.
就是这个镶板的意思哦，它是一个名词，或者是 continuation。我们知道 continue 是延续、持续，那 continuation 是名词，就是延续部分。
Right, yeah, a lot of vowels in that one. So we also have the word path here. And a path is a route that we follow to get from one place to another.Sometimes it's a real physical path that we can walk along, like a small road, or sometimes it's less obvious, like a flight path, which is what we see in the article. Planes also follow flight paths, as in this example sentence. The flight path for this journey will take us over the middle of Europe.
Path 这个字呢，就是路线啊、去向啊，它是个名词。我来造一个比较有梦想的一句话 Follow the path of your dreams and it will lead you to exciting and new discoveries. I'm trying to be positive here.
Yes, very much. Okay, back to the article, and it says, This makes things like glass balconies a risk. Here we have the word risk. So if something is a risk, then it is a danger. It could be a danger to our health or a bird's health, like in the article.Or it could be a danger to something a little less serious. For example, failing to study for your exams is a risk because then you might not be able to answer many questions, I guess, when you do your exam.
Okay. Risk 是什么呢？就是风险啦、危险啦，它是一个名词哦。但是我想要造一个句子，让大家稍微勇敢一点哦。Taking a little risk in life can lead to the most exciting and memorable moments.That's a good risk, I guess.
Yeah.
OK, 所以课文提到说，这使得像这个玻璃阳台这样的东西成为风险诶。Glass balconies? That sounds kind of fancy and expensive.
Yes, I definitely don't have a glass balcony.
No, I don't. So birds won't die in my balcony.
No. So the article then says, Another problem is that many tall buildings have huge windows or glass walls.These can create large reflections that birds believe are the real world, which means that they fly straight into them.
OK. Reflection 是什么呢？就是反射的影像。也就是说，课文提到说，另外一个问题啊，许多高楼大厦都有巨大的窗户或是玻璃墙哦。那这些玻璃会产生大面积的反射哦，让鸟类误以为，这是真实世界，所以直接飞撞过去。
Okay, then it says, lights in windows at night can also attract birds. If they don't fly into the lit window, they can become confused and fly around the building until they fall.
Oh, that's something I didn't know as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. But in this last sentence, we have the word confused, so we need to understand that to understand the sentence, I guess. If you become confused, you don't really know what's happening.In the case of the birds in the article, they don't know where they are, so they keep flying around the building until they run out of energy and fall to the ground. So that's a terrible kind of confusion. It's not good to be confused in that way. Another example could be Alex became confused after he hit his head on the door and couldn't remember what day it was.Oh,
okay. Confused 是什么呢？就是感到困惑的，感到混乱的，这是一个形容词。那注意不要跟 confusing 搞错。You can say something is confusing, but a person feels confused. 所以通常主词我们用 confused 就是用人，我们感到困惑的。So don't say I am confusing.
No, common mistake to make as
well. Okay, now I'm going to give another example, of this is me, true story. Feeling confused about which movie to watch is normal, but once you find the perfect one, movie night is a blast, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so true.
The best, okay.
Yeah, well, I also suffer from that, especially with things like Netflix, where you have so many things to choose from.
It's too many good movies out lately.
Definitely. definitely.
Okay, so back to the article. I'm going to explain the Chinese a bit. It's a little bit confusing, that's why. 晚上窗户的灯光也可能会吸引鸟类哦，所以如果它们不是飞撞到亮着的窗户，就是可能是会感到很 confused 很困惑，然后会绕着建筑物飞行，直到坠落。
All right, and back to the article for the final sentence for today. They can then be eaten by predators on the ground.
OK, predator 就是捕食者，它是一个名词，所以呢，它们可能会被地面上的捕食者捕食。They'll get eaten, poor little birds.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about something happier for our For You Chat question, or maybe not.
Well, I guess it could be, depending on what the answer might be. I'm going to ask you, what would you do if you saw a hurt bird on the ground?
Oh, okay. I think I would gently approach the bird to assess its condition, okay, because I'm not a professional vet, and see if it needs immediate medical attention. Now, if possible, I'd try to provide some water and maybe create a safe space for it to rest while contacting a local wildlife rescue or rehab center for further assistance. I think that's probably the best way in case I don't kill it.
Yeah. I think that's a really good idea. I guess you have to be a little careful if you're trying to pick it up because obviously some birds could potentially carry a disease. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. And, bird flus.
Yeah. But also, I guess if it's got a broken wing or something, you don't want to hurt it. But
yeah, got to be very careful with what you do.
Right. But I suppose that's better than a cat eating it or another sort of predator.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out more tomorrow, right? About window collisions.
We are, yeah.
Yeah. This is a very interesting topic and something for you guys to think about. And we'll come back tomorrow to talk more about it. Until next time, I'm Laura.
And I'm Sam.
Bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Billion. The company started a big new project that is expected to cost over $1 billion. Surface. The surface of the river wasn't smooth because it was a windy day. Outdoor. There's always the chance that an outdoor event will be canceled if there's a lot of rain. Path. Sarah quickly pushed her brother out of the path of the ball and saved him from getting hurt. Risk. Swimming isn't allowed at this beach because sharks create too much risk for those in the water. Confused. Doug was confused about the math question, so he asked the teacher for help.
智慧小补帖
Collision. Transparent. Panel. Continuation. Reflection. Predator.